U.S. steel plant explosion in Pennsylvania leaves 1 dead and 10 injured. What's up, guys? How we doing today? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. That's what we're going to talk about today. There was an explosion, the steel plant explosion. I'm sure you've all heard about it. But I got this article from BBC, so we're going to just kind of read through it. I don't have a lot of the details on it, like from multiple sources, so I just, I come home from work and I don't have a lot of time to just read and read and read. So so it's this one. I did hear a little bit about it, but I haven't heard a ton. So we're going to see what the BBC has to say about it. And it's on other news sources too, but I just picked the BBC because whatever. Anyway, an explosion has killed 1 person and injured 10 others in a U.S. steel Clairton plant outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Monday, officials say. A major search and rescue operation is continuing for another person who is unaccounted for and believed to be under rubble. Officials say they still do not know the cause of the explosion and have requested locals keep their windows closed with smoke in the area. The plant is large. The plant is the largest coking operation in North America and is located 15 miles south of Pittsburgh. They don't know why it exploded. There's just been a lot of odd stuff going on like that, And I'm not saying it was some kind of a terrorist attack, but I'm not leaving that out of the equation either. I mean, it could have, but I don't have a lot of the details yet. Like I said, I'm just hearing what I read. This is the first time really reading about it. Governor Josh Shapiro posted on social media that the state's emergency management service and police have been deployed to the plant. U.S. Senator John Fetterman wrote on X that he was also at the scene and witnessed an active search and rescue underway. The plant is a major producer of coke, a coal-based fuel used in the production of steel. About 1,300 people work at the facility, according to U.S. Steel. So it's a coal-based. That kind of leaves it open to maybe, because a lot of people are against coal burning stuff. So maybe it was some kind of an attack. Maybe. Again, I'm not saying it was. But I'm not going to say it wasn't either. What's up, guys? Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to jump on real quick and do a quick shout out to the sponsors of this video, which is first and foremost, the Lord above, the creator of the universe. Without him, none of us are anything. We're all nothing. And secondly, I wanted to shout out to the subscribers of this channel, because without the subscribers, this channel's nothing. And we're growing. We're growing slowly, but we're growing. And I get between like 1 and 10 new subscribers every day. So I see every single one, and every one I appreciate. It's amazing to me that I even have as many as I do. But my goal for the year is 8,000. So if we can get that by the end of 25, that would be awesome. And if those of you that have subscribed, again, thank you so much. You're the life of this channel. And those of you that haven't subscribed, if you want to, maybe not right now, but if you want to watch for a few more minutes, and then if you want to
go ahead, make my day.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and subscribe, that would be fantastic. But again, it's up to you. If you feel like it, if you feel like you're getting anything out of this, I'm working on a few things that I'm going to come up with some new videos and some new ideas that might help you out a little bit. But anyway, again, appreciate y'all. Love you. Back to your show. David B. Burritt, president and CEO of U.S. Steel, said in a statement that the company was working closely with relevant authorities to investigate the cause of the incident. He later reported at the press conference that the plant was stable, but it's still an active investigation. It's just a sad day for Clareton. Mayor Richard Latanzi told BBC's U.S. news partner CBS. Clairton Coke Works has been dogged by pollution concerns throughout its history and has had to pay millions of dollars in fines, penalties, and settlements in recent years. Again, there's reasons why it could have been an attack, because they've been, with all this climate change and whatnot, pollution and all that, activists out there. It could have been. And again, I'm not saying it was. There's just more evidence that it could have been. Reasons why someone would want to do something like that. The plant's owner, U.S. Steel, was fined nearly $2 million last year by the Allegheny County Health Department for processing and equipment issues with its coking ovens. $2 million. The ACHD also fined U.S. Steel $2.2 million in 2023 for exceeding Pennsylvania's standards on hydrogen sulfide emissions from the Clairton plant, and ordered them to provide officials with a plan to comply with state standards. In 2022, Pennsylvania health officials fined U.S. Steel $4.7 million after it found the plant was not using a pollution control device for its coke pushing. Huh. Well, that's the article on that one. It's a pretty short article, but yeah, there was it doesn't really say much because there's nothing. Maybe there's something more on it that we can find. But as far as that, there's really not a whole lot to go off of. They're still investigating it. But it just sounds like there's some valid reasons why some of these activists might want to cause havoc. And there's been a lot of havoc going on lately in the world with, there's been a lot of stuff happening lately, like especially lately there's been mass shootings, there's been all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's not like these things aren't happening, that these attacks of some sort aren't happening. And a place like this where they're clearly not complying with states' pollution laws. That was over $8 million in 3 years. That's a lot of money losing just in fines because you won't comply to their stuff. So, I mean, one might say, not me, I'm not saying this, but one might say they kind of had it coming. I mean, not saying that because of whatever, just a conspiracy, just a thought, but I mean, if some people, if you don't comply with what their laws are, or what their rules are, what their regulations are, or what the activists say you should, sometimes they go a little overboard, like with Tesla. I mean, Elon Musk took a job from Donald Trump, and people on a certain side of the spectrum didn't like that, so they lit up the place. They lit up dealerships. They lit up people's with cars. And people will do stuff like that over issues like this. Not saying that's what happened. I'm sure it was an accident. I'm sure it just was something that happened. But again, who knows? And maybe because there was only of 1,300 people that work in that plant, only 10 were injured. That stupid fly again. Only 10 were injured, 1 dead and 10 injured of 1,300 people. And it looked like a pretty major deal. I'm not saying, like I said, I don't have a lot of the details. There was one little picture of it that kind of So it's just one of those things that I don't really see a whole lot more on this story, but I'm sure more news will come out, and if something else comes out that's relevant to the story, I will present it, and I'm sure other YouTubers will as well. I'm usually not the first to the punch, but I'm sure others of us will. Other YouTubers will come out and say what they've heard and what's going on. But it just seems like it could go either way. That's all. It could just have been a freak accident but with all the legal issues they've had going on and all the lack of compliance with regulations. Again, it sounds like it could have gone either way. But anyway, that's all I got in this one. There was an attack, or not an attack, an explosion in Pennsylvania. Could have been an attack, could have not been an attack. Who knows? Not yet, until some more information comes out, which, knowing the mainstream media, they could just brush this one under the rug and, on to the next story. But we'll see. If anything else comes out, I'm sure we'll hear about it. But an explosion killed 1, injured 10 out of 1,300 people at the plant. Again, sounds a little fishy. But we don't know who died. We don't know who was hurt. We don't know what section of it was. It didn't say. It just says explosion at the plant. So we're just going to go with that. It was an explosion at the plant. And this plant was not complying to a lot of regulations. So there again, could have been caused from anything. Negligence. Obviously, they're a negligent company that they weren't complying with regulations. So it could have been something negligent could have caused it, or what. But anyway, if you have any better information, leave it in the comments. Let us know, because, conspiring minds want to know. If you have any theories or any valid information, let us know in the comments. Anyway, that's it for today. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Again, do the YouTube stuff. Again, I'm trying to hit that 8,000 by the end of the year. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, but we're getting there. And that's, there's links below to my other channels. I'm starting to funnel some of my other videos into another channel, if you feel like checking those out. But anyway, again, appreciate y'all. Love you. See you in the next one.